advertising. You see, a professional video interview is really an author's secret weapon for marketing because it makes an emotional connection with your reader that can be posted to social media, YouTube, your book's landing page and website, your Amazon author page, and even sent to media to request interviews. We guarantee that video interview will be viewed by a minimum of 3,000 people in your target audience. And let's face it, no one can sell your book better than you speaking about it yourself. Plus, we can run commercials on our nationwide network of radio stations that targets your specific reading audience. Find out more at givemybookwings.com. That's givemybookwings.com. Again, givemybookwings.com.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there kicking it up. And, of course, today's a beautiful day. A little bit warm in the weather. And, Jesse, did you have a good weekend?
I did. I did have a great weekend. It was nice, relaxing, didn't have to do too much, and stayed away from the sun.
Even better. And I understand you had a little bit of fun with the family, which is always nice. And I kind of want to know, what kind of fun did you have? Because I understand you said it was relaxing, and sometimes people don't understand what relaxing is until they actually do it, right? And they don't think, especially of this one, that it's relaxing. But I have to say, it is, right?
It is. I took my dad to for axe throwing in Temecula at SoCal Axe. At first he didn't know where we were going, so it was kind of a surprise because he was just like, "There's nothing in Temecula. Like, what are you guys trying to do?" So we drive, and then when we pull up, he's looking around the shops. He's like, where are we going?" And I point to the one. He's like, "Oh!" Then he starts running there, and he's like, as we start to go there, it's an interesting thing. If you've never went axe throwing, it's fun. It allows you to relieve some stress. Yeah, there you go. You just take your frustration out on the wood, and you don't always have to hit it and stick in there because let's be real, we were gonna take score, but we realized after the first and second and third and fourth and fifth throw, we were really bad.
Okay.
So it takes some practice to get it in there.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, and just be careful. And I will tell you this: there were a bunch of axes, different sizes, and there was a shovel head, a small shovel head, and we're like, "Did someone leave this here?" And we're like, "No, because there's a shovel head on each barrel." So we're like, "Okay." So we throw it. We couldn't get it in there. So we're like, "What the heck?" So next to us there's this woman. She picks up the shovel head and she chucks it into the wood. I'm like, what the heck? So we spend 20 minutes trying to figure out how to throw it in there. We do, but it's fun. It's something you've never done before. Get a group of people and just have fun throwing in a chunk of metal at a piece of wood.
Well, it certainly looks fun. I've seen people post this like over in Vegas, but this is locally in our own backyard, Temecula, right?
Yes, this one is Temecula. There's also one in San Marcos. I think that's the name of the city. But yeah, this one was hidden away. I didn't even know about it. And to be honest, I'm not even quite sure how I figured out that we had one over here. So I'm always up for exploring new and interesting places. And on the way there, though, we saw some people on the way skydiving.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fun.
We see their parachutes landing, and we're like, and I look
You're
back.
like, that's next week. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I look back. I told him, I was like, that's where we're going. And
Oh,
he's like, what? I'm like, no.
You scared him. Oh, well, it looked like fun. It's definitely something I've been putting on my list to do one day. I think it makes for a good date too, right? Take the lady over and
there was a lot of women there.
Yeah.
Their kids there, so it's a great thing to bring people of all ages.
All right, very good. Let's see. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine day for today's awesome busy day ahead. I like that type of energy. Let's keep that energy going. A lot of stuff happening in the world. A lot of questions And of course, a lot of people happy, others worried, and others still wondering what's going to go on next. And what I mean by that is, here's a headline: California's virus reopening met with cheers and caution. Of course, a lot of people getting back to a good semblance of the way it was. From wine country to Disneyland, restaurants and other businesses opened their doors wide, and many allowed fully vaccinated customers to throw away their masks as the state ended its color-coded restriction tiers amid a plunge in infections and rising vaccination rates. According to the governor, Gavin Newsom, he said, California has turned the page. Let us all celebrate this remarkable milestone. Today is a day to reconnect with strangers, loved ones, family members, give people hugs. Of course, life-size Minions, Avengers, and other movie mascots danced and cheered during festivities. California is the first state in the country to order a coronavirus lockdown in March of 2020. It's among the last to fully reopen after a fall and winter surge that saw hundreds dying every day. Newsom did point to more than 40 million doses of vaccine administered to more than 70% of the state's adults and the resulting plunge in cases as the reason for the reopening. California has one of the nation's lowest infection rates, below 1%. The state ended rules on physical distancing and capacity limits at restaurants, bars, supermarkets, gyms, museums, amusement parks, stadiums, or anywhere else. Masks are no longer mandated for vaccinated people in most settings, though businesses and counties can still require them, and other restrictions. Many businesses said they would rely on the honor system when it comes to determining whether patrons are vaccinated. So a lot of hopeful. At the same time, there's a lot still saying, well, let's just be cautious there. The city's COVID-19 case rate is 70% lower than the state's, and the rate of infections has plummeted. San Francisco Mayor London Breed announced that the city's landmark cable cars, which were halted, will start running again in August, and rides will be free all month. He said, quote, "We are in the place because the people of the city came together with never before to make this a reality. We got through this. We helped to save lives, and we should be so proud of the work we did." Now, in the same vein of that, of course, you've got situations like this one, especially according to the World Health Organization. We're not out of the woods just yet. There still are the variants that I would love to say we're over, but this is the latest. The World Health Organization declared the Delta variant a variant of concern. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention upgraded their classification of Delta from a variant of interest to a variant of concern as well. 80 countries have now been reported to have the new Delta variant. Maria Van Kerkhove, the World Health Organization's technical lead for COVID-19, said variants of concern have demonstrated increased transmissibility. Here's what the latest news is. That means it has mutations that allow, for example, the virus to adhere to the cell and infect the cell more easily in the person. If it can spread more easily, then more people can get infected quickly. And if a system is overwhelmed, and many systems are overwhelmed already, it can overburden the health system and fill beds very quickly. Dr. Ashish Jha, Dean of the Brown University School of Public Health, said to Good Morning America on ABC News that the Delta variant is far more contagious than any variant they've seen throughout the entire pandemic. They said, quote, "It also appears to be a little bit more deadly for people who get infected, and what we're seeing is, while our vaccines seem to generally hold up, we're seeing a few more breakthrough infections." This is important news, which I don't like to bring out because I never like to be that person at the party that goes, whoa, 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 cautionary tale, right? But he also noted headaches and sore throat are the kind of key features of this variant. Whether that will hold up in larger data, they don't know just yet, but it's something that they say we should keep our eye on. Vaccination is key to stopping the virus from circulating and more variants from popping up. However, more needs to be done. Nevin Krogan, who's a molecular biologist at the University of California, San Francisco, says we're going to be dealing with these other variants in the future that the vaccines may or may not be able to control. And then he went on to say, we've got to get everybody vaccinated, but we need to understand how these viruses are mutating and overcoming our defense mechanisms. The virus has always been a couple of steps ahead of us. We've got to get a step ahead of it. And that's the challenge. That's the challenge where I always say, again, I don't know about you, Jesse. I'm just going to still stay with the mask just as a cautionary person, because we've seen this so many times. In India, we saw this in January, and I think it's important to bring out. We brought this attention out a couple months ago. In January, India was in the same space where they said, okay, we're over it. We're good to go. We're ready for 2021. And then 3 months later, I think 2 to 3 months later, it popped up. This Delta variant, which they're calling Delta variant. Don't get confused. It's the same one that has popped up in India significantly, where they had pyres. Remember, you reported on that, Jesse, on seeing all those pyres and them just not having enough beds, enough hospitals and such in the area. And of course, they have a larger population there, but we still have to be careful there. So, again, we're not over the pandemic, although people will make it feel like that. It's still something we really, really need to be, as he said, ahead of. And still, I would say, if you still are cautionary with it, you'll be even more ahead of it. Does that make sense, Jesse?
Yeah, pretty much just don't jump into the giant crowd of people without a mask on, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it says, okay, if you're doing the honor system, at what point, well, okay, of those that are vaccinated, are you going to test the Delta variant on all of them to see if they're going to pass it? I wouldn't, right? Let's go into India where I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? It's the variants are exactly that. They don't have a handle on that just yet. Now, I do believe by September or October, they'll probably have a newer, maybe booster shot, right? In addition to, and that will probably have what we need to take care of these other variants as well. But we're not there yet. So let's not, which usually happens during the summer. There's a dip, but then there's a surge like in early August because of July 4th. Remember last year, July 4th, we eased a lot of it. And we were all back and forth about wearing masks or not wearing masks. And then in July 4th, we had a surge about 2 to 3 weeks later, which happened to that surge in August and then September and then October. So let's not create a repeat of that. And let's hope that we, stay well in the proper scheme of things. And then there's this. A lot of people wondering, what are they going to do? The studies come as a federal eviction moratorium is set to expire at the end of the month. The moratorium has kept many tenants owing back rent housed. Tens of billions of dollars in federal emergency rental assistance that was supposed to solve the problem has not reached most tenants. More than 4 million people say they fear being evicted or foreclosed upon in the coming months, just as 2 studies released Wednesday found the nation's housing availability and affordability crisis is expected to worsen following the pandemic. But again, we're still in the pandemic, so I don't know about following the pandemic. It's like during the pandemic is the way it should read. The housing crises, the studies found risks widening the gap between Black, Latino, white households, as well as putting home ownership out of the reach of lower-income Americans. The reports were released on a biweekly household pulse survey. It showed that 4.2 million people report that it is likely or somewhat likely that they will be evicted or foreclosed upon in the next 2 months. And again, a lot of foreclosures is something pretty big. We're not talking just about rentals. We're talking about owning a home, right? A lot of people have not been able to pay down their debt of their bank-owned homes, which are the majority, right? But banks were not allowed to foreclose on these homes during this moratorium time as well. So you've got landlords who are not paying down the rent there, or not rent, but the mortgage rather. And then you've got renters that are unable to pay or pay back the amount owed as well. So you've got more pressure happening again and again. So housing advocates are pressuring Joe Biden's administration to extend the moratorium. They argue extending it would give states the time to distribute more than $45 billion in rental assistance and protect vulnerable communities from COVID-19. The rental assistance has been slow to reach tenants. According to Diane Yentl, president of the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, she said the latest data confirms 2 things. Emergency rental assistance is very slow to reach renters in need, and millions of renters remain behind on debt of rent and at heightened risk of evictions. Among those confronting is Victor Richardson, who's a 78-year-old who's disabled and in a wheelchair. He's facing eviction from his $2,500 a month assisted living center in Tucson, Arizona, has a court hearing next month. He said, quote, "We have been successfully fighting this. I've come to believe we are going to come out this victoriously," who housing advocates said would not be admitted to a homeless shelter because of his disability. So a lot of people asking questions, what's going to happen next? I think, in the coming days we'll find out. But again, we're not, I'd hate for others to feel as though, we're over the pandemic and we're back to the way it was. We're not. We're eking out a way. And I would say until the end of the year, find out where we're at if this surge possibly happens, because a lot of people are talking about a surge happening again this fall, which they did last year, and people didn't want to listen to it. And then we had a huge surge, one of the largest ones ever. It was a third wave. And are we going to have a fourth or fifth wave? That's the question of the day. So hopefully not, but let's not throw all of our face masks away and go, yay, hooray, we're over. It's like wartime is over. Wartime is not over. So don't do that just yet. Okay, we got to take a quick break. We're going to do some shout outs coming up next. Let us know where you're tuning in from right after these messages.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littleNsons.com. Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hammett, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
When it comes to health and well-being, cellular hydration is the key. You could say that hydration is the key to every wellness program. And structured water, water in its natural state, is the key to cellular hydration. Most of the water available to us has been processed for purity, safety, and convenience. But processing causes water to lose its natural hexagonal structure, with unfortunate effects for our bodies. Now you can take your personal hydration to a whole new level with the glassware that restructures water in just 3 minutes. Golden Ratio Products brings you these amazing water bottles, carafes, and drinking glasses which put the life back into the water you drink. Try it and you'll be amazed at the effects you feel in your body. Go to goldenratioproducts.com for the next phase of your water consciousness.
Ontario International Airport is onto a better way to fly with over 65 daily nonstop flights to more than 20 major destinations and the easiest airport experience in Southern California. Visit flyonto.com/Ontario to learn more about Ontario International Airport today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Glad to have you with us. And however you're spending time, spend it well with your family. I know a lot of people are doing so, especially from the weekend. Some taking extra time with their family. And speaking of which, family, our social media family, who we have tuning in there. Let's see, we've got Katya Wunderlin, who says, "Good morning, everyone, for my vacation in our favorite campsite in southern Switzerland." That sounds like fun as well. Viviana tuning in, Adelaida tuning in, and let's see, Diana Shinavir, who says, "Hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. Hello from the Emerald Coast of Northwest Florida, comfortably, or I should say, comfortably aboard her Emerald Coast yacht." So, of course, that's always nice whenever we have people tuning in from the ocean and the overseas and then some. So we appreciate that as long as you stay good out there. I did meet a good friend over the weekend, Friday actually, who was able to show a particular studio over to in Long Beach. There's a studio where a lot of filming is taking place and a lot of really cool productions are happening. Of course, safely. You get tested on the way in and make sure that you're wearing your face mask and such. But a lot of cool stuff with that. And sometimes we think of productions and we think of business and we think of things where people are still being cautious. And I would say you can't go wrong being cautious in this environment. I think what you can go wrong is thinking and kind of buying into, oh, we're over the pandemic, where there is no end of the pandemic just yet. And if they announce that, I would be happier than the next person, because then we could just do whatever we want, no matter what, right? So there you go. Some things, some cautionary things, again, just to say, okay, let's be aware, use our thinking mind. Let's not be all. Let's try to limit it as much as possible. And Jesse, I understand in social media you're looking for your own place. Can I move into your room?
I would not want to live there, but no, I'm trying to give my family more space. But
got it.
I recently decided to look for my own place, and I realized how expensive things are.
Yeah, I would say stay right now until like maybe mid next year when we're over this pandemic and maybe prices start to come down, because prices haven't come down. They've actually kind of stayed, and I think they've done that because of the moratorium. Right. In some places, I know some places have sold and everything's kind of leveled off. But after, that's kind of where I think they're going to have to look at this thing. If foreclosures begin happening, you're going to have a wave of foreclosures, which you're going to have all those that have kind of kept their money hidden and safe to all of a sudden buy homes, which you probably would see happening for at least a good couple of months. However, I don't see that being good for the nation just yet. I think they need to give it a leveling off time. I don't think the leveling off time is just yet. I think it's too much too soon. And again, they extended it as long as they can. They could still extend it last minute like they've done before. We'll see what happens. I know they're looking at the data very closely. It's not anything that they haven't known was going to come up, but we'll see that pretty soon. According to this in Upland, the CNC Motors used to be full of luxury cars, but on Wednesday it was boarded up and cleared out as the Department of Motor Vehicles investigates dozens of customers who claimed they were scammed. What? According to investigators, the customers alleged that the company sold their cars through consignment agreements, failed to tell them about the sales, never paid them for their vehicles, and did not provide the vehicles' titles to the buyers. Oh, no. A CNC customer says he kept saying, you know what, I'm going to pay you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But John said CNC never paid him the hundreds of thousands of dollars he said he was owed. Daniel Hurlburt, who runs the YouTube channel Normal Guy Supercar, inadvertently got involved with the scandal when his subscribers started telling him their horror stories on camera. He said, quote, "This is many tens of millions of dollars that are gone." Hurlburt even got Clayton Thom, the owner of CNC Motors, to explain on the channel what happened. He says, quote, "I don't have these problems because I spent somebody's money taking care of myself." I have no idea what that means. Thom told Hurlburt that he simply made some bad decisions during the pandemic and intended to right his wrongs. Uh-oh. Sounds like he took the money and ran with it. Says, "Was I late? Yeah, I was. I'm sorry for that. If I need to compensate you for that, I will." Oh, no, that's not good. If I need to compensate you for that, you're signing, you're what? Herbert said, "Seems like it could be like a robbing Peter to pay Paul situation." Greg Dexter, who is a CNC customer, said, "I really think it was a Ponzi scheme that he was taking cars as consignments and then selling them and then taking the money to pay off other people he owed." Oh, no. Oh, no. Dexter says CNC still has not paid him after selling his 2017 Mercedes C63 AMG last year. He said it was initially hard to trust his instincts when the company gave him the runaround because of how they were praised in the sports car community. He had a great reputation in a large building, so it looked like he was stable. I know this place because I've driven by it on the 10 freeway. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll see all the if you guys know anything about this, because I've looked and I go, wow, they always have really cool vehicles on the outside, like sports cars, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder what that one is there for, and I'm just like, that's pretty cool. So DMV is checking it out. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the days ahead what that means. But that's kind of not cool. So there you go. We're going to take another break here on the morning show. Be careful out there. People are selling your cars for nothing. Oh, and by the way, I'm looking for a car this week. I need a car at least under $4,500. That's all I got in cash. I don't want to make payments just yet because I'm not sure I can roll with that just yet. But if you're looking to sell your car, let me know. Hopefully it's a good standing. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Decades ago, scientists discovered why Greenland Eskimos maintain healthy hearts despite their high-fat diets. The high level of omega-3 oils in their seafood diet protected their hearts. Carlson Norwegian fish oil provides those important omega-3 oils. The same omega-3s from cold water fish support maximum brain power, immune strength, joint comfort, and our vision too. Carlson, the very finest fish oil, is a valuable source of the important omega-3s, EPA and DHA. Each teaspoon provides a full 1,600 milligrams of omega-3s. And its purity is guaranteed. Try it on salads and popcorn. It tastes like lemon, not fishy. As for Carlson, the very finest fish oil, at finer health food stores today.
Summer in the Inland Empire. You know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working cool before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
Hi, I'm Frederick Penny of Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. I bet you're tired of hearing lawyer commercials. So just relax and listen to music for a few seconds. When you or a family member has been injured, call 800-616-4LAW or see us at PennyandAssociates.com. See, that wasn't so bad.
Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions now has Pack Your Meds. That's right, just add water. You order 5 or more prescriptions from Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions, and they will pack your meds for you in AM/PM marked packs. No more sitting down and counting and dropping them on the floor. You remember, it's not fun. I didn't like it. So now they'll do it for you. Safe, sealed, and dated. So call Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions at 951-845-8252.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where Jesse and I are just getting our day started over here. And I will say, good news for those financially. If you're still in financial pain from the crises, you could just have a few extra dollars in your pocket soon. The IRS will send out another cluster of surprise tax refunds, courtesy of the pandemic relief bill President Joe Biden signed earlier this year. A previous wave went out at the beginning of June. At that time, the tax agency distributed 2.8 million refunds to taxpayers as automatic payments, meaning it wasn't necessary for recipients to fill out any forms or sit on hold for an hour to get their money. Now, a blue refund might provide welcome relief if you're needing more money to help with expenses or pay down debt. Here's a look at whether the week ahead might bring you cash back from the IRS. The story behind the surprise refunds: millions who lost their jobs last year because of the pandemic, including some who might still be looking for work, were forced to file for unemployment as businesses close or cut back operations. Jobless benefits are taxed like any other income, COVID-19 rescue package has made up to $10,200 in 2020 unemployment compensation tax-free for individual taxpayers. Couples filing jointly get a $20,400 exclusion. If you collected unemployment last year and filed taxes ahead of the relief law, you may have overpaid based on what you thought you owed. So you may have a refund coming, though, of course, if your adjusted gross income was under $150,000, which I would think the majority of us are in that bracket. Right, Jesse?
Yeah, most definitely we fall in that bracket.
Yes. In early June, IRS said it had identified 13 million taxpayers who were potentially eligible for the adjustment. If you've been hoping for a fourth stimulus check, one of these refunds might be the next thing for now. So interesting, good to know. And if you get that, then yay. And if you don't, I say still save your money. You never know where the next money is coming from. And then there is this. Of course, a lot of people wondering what's going on in entertainment. Well, Facebook lately is launching podcasts and live audio streams in the U.S. They announced this today to keep users engaged on the platform and to compete with emerging rivals. They say they're allowing public figures with verified accounts to start live audio rooms and invite anyone else to speak. A handful of podcasts will be available to people in the U.S. at first, and the company plans to add more down the line. Mark Zuckerberg, who's appeared on the video streaming app Clubhouse in the past, hosted his own live audio room on his Facebook page last week. Live audio rooms and podcasts, according to Fiji Simo, head of the Facebook app, said out in the U.S. is just the beginning of our audio journey. Looking ahead, we are working with creators who will use our audio tools to further develop and launch sound bites, short-form creative audio clips. Podcasts and live audio have been an outlet for racism, misinformation, and extremist material. Live audio is particularly difficult to moderate compared with traditional social media posts. Facebook, which announced its audio plans to push into audio streams in April, says its rules apply to live audio and podcasts, and anyone can report offending material. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that, Jesse. I just know it. If anybody and then some can do this, I guarantee you it's just going to be a whole wave of crazy in the next few months.
So what? I don't understand. What is it? Live audio? Like you leave like a voicemail or something?
I guess, yeah. It's just if Clubhouse has kind of been a surprise hit among many. I checked it out. I downloaded it. It's on my other phone, which I lost. Which I got to re-download and get my account back. But people have been in on this, and it's a lot of like user engagement. So it's kind of like people calling into the station. But you know how in the station, like we have to be careful if somebody blurts out like a bad word or something because of our FCC regulation. Here it is like the Wild Wild West. So it's a bunch of conversations happening. Not really regulated unless, of course, you yourself are regulating it on your page. So I would just say, if you're going to do that, just keep it as, I always say, PG as possible so that it's not flagged as mature content, unless, of course, that's your thing. But podcasts, live audio, it's not a new thing for a lot of other ones that are out there. I think there's a couple others that have been doing it. Instagram Live has been doing it pretty well. But, I think they're competing with like Spotify, other podcast services. I will say this. This is the little like person of me that doesn't like how Facebook is working lately. Is because we're all about talk radio. So podcasting is talk radio, right? It's just podcasting now. So we could say, oh yeah, we have a podcast, but we're on radio, right? So there's a different level of what I would say. I don't know how to put it, but we always like caution our guests, be careful what we talk about, right? Because it's commercial radio. But on stuff like this, you have people just trying for the first time that don't really care. So I remember when we were getting podcasters to come onto our station, and some were like, but what is their content? I'm like, no, their content's fine. And they were like, yeah, but we can't just accept any podcaster because you've got, situations that you're like, and it's true. You have to be careful what type of content you allow on the platform, which is why we vet all of our broadcasters here at the show, or at the station, I should say, at ABC News Radio, KMET. They're vetted, and thank God, right? Because there's a lot of content out there. You got to be careful of it. And so there you go. And again, we get some crazy shows. We do. But you know, they're made to make you think, right, Jesse?
That is true. As long as you think of it as just a different perspective.
Yeah. So, but I will say for the content creators, I've been not liking Facebook as of late because they are like, oh, we're going to delete certain videos that are older. And I'm like, why would you do that? I would have never put them up on. Be like YouTube, where YouTube at least keeps your videos up. They may make them like inactive for ads later, but they keep them up. They don't delete them. So it's like, why did I put them up on your thing anyway? Anyway, so there's that. And then there's this. I feel like there's a host of bad news. I'll try to spin it around. But according to this insider, prices at 5-star hotels in and around Disneyland and Disney World are skyrocketing. I talked to some friends about this, and they were like, it's just becoming way too expensive. A 5-day trip to Disney World runs around $6,033 with tickets costing $2,316. A family suite at one of the park's budget hotels will put people back about $2,617, with the lowest cost dining plan coming in at around $1,100. Amy Claprot said, it's more expensive than the last time I was here. Claprot added that she'd been at the park only last February. Another park visitor, Chelsea Horton, said she and her husband paid $425 a night for a nearby hotel for a room that used to cost them in the range of $200 to $250 a night in off-peak season, or when Disneyland wasn't reopening after being closed during the pandemic. She said, Disneyland reopened, yay, we love that. But then also it's summer, so everyone being here tourist-wise just have inflated the prices that way. Disney superfan and mice chat blogger Dusty Sage said the spike in prices is the high-end hotels the reason, some of them raising their prices as high as $800 a night. On Sunday, Father's Day, Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel is $435 a night, and the Grand California is $584, which I've always wanted to stay at just for the weekend, you know. But not anytime. I should have done that way back when. Let's say they said that the people most likely to feel the squeeze are former season pass holders. Now all of a sudden it's very expensive to visit Disneyland if you don't have an annual pass, because you have to pay the full price, and that can be very expensive for a family of 4. Which, I'm not going to lie, I kind of wanted to go back sometime soon because they got Avengers now. So, like, I want to experience that. And then I'm like, but I got to pay the rent. So which am I going to do right now? So,
right. I'm wishing, like, Disney can take, like, blood donations. So, like, over a period of time, like, you go. Or, can I donate a kidney? I only think I need one. I don't drink, so I'm good.
Right. I get you. So that's kind of the question, you know, when is it too much and when is it not enough? I get it. People have to make money, and, you know, you got to pay the people that are employed there, and you have less than optimal attendance because you have to, you know, be careful there. So it's just a lot of stuff. I recently saw a report here that even when it came to certain restaurants have been closing down, some of which I had no idea were closing down. I saw this recently about Cheesecake Factory and how the Cheesecake Factory just couldn't pay the rent. According to this was in March of 2020. The CEO announced that as the landlord, that the popular restaurant chain would not be able to pay rent at any of the 294 locations. This was back in April. And, of course, 27 locations closed their doors, which is why I was wondering why certain Cheesecake Factories were not doing very well. Because I remember going to one during this time. I think it was in May. And their service just, like, plummeted. I was like, but, you know, they have a lot of space. So there's that. So, you know, there's people that can't pay the rent. And that's, you know, it's sad, but you gotta learn to pivot. So I appreciate those that have, like, outside dining. I recently went to Long Beach on Friday, had a really good experience. It was a Mexican restaurant in Long Beach, in downtown Long Beach, and they put they have like that green fake grass, right? That you kind of like, they put in squares. They did that, and they made it and they did in the parking lot. And you would never know. They extended it. They just made it really cool. They put lights and a tent and everything. And the person who used to know, he goes, oh, they completely, like, it was like an extension of the parking lot, but it looked like part of the restaurant. So they just did it really well. and they were completely sold out, meaning like everybody was eating on the outside. But it was a really good place. I can't remember. I think it was like, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to get it for you guys. But so there you go. Lots of stuff, and we got more coming up right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Top Line Industrial Supply, your destination for industrial tools and supplies. We make hoses while you wait, hydraulic, air, water, and custom brake lines. Take advantage of our large selection of fasteners from grade 5 to grade F911 and a full line of stainless steel bolts. Our no-cost outside shop service keeps you stocked at no extra charge. Come by one of our 2 convenient locations in Beaumont and Temecula and visit top-lineindustrial.com. At Top Line Industrial, we don't just sell products, we sell solutions.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness, 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. And we're glad to have each and every one of you with us on today's show. We're going to be playing Magic the Gathering Online Arena and have somebody call it out. No, I'm just kidding. So, Jesse and I have actually joked about this. It would be a fun show to kind of see what happens. But we would need an announcer to be able to announce us. Jesse, you know what I mean? So I don't know if we could announce it ourselves the entire way.
Right, we need to make a wager. Like, if Aaron loses like 5 times in a row, he gets to shave his head bald. Yeah, we need to do it.
Oh, you're talking like big stuff like that. That, you know what? You know what? Maybe we can get some other actors in on this, and they can play with us on social media / our show. I don't know. I can see them going like you'd have to be careful with the dump button though, just in case. Like, oh man, I can't believe you beat me with that card. But there you go. You know what? I remember talking to the station about 4 or 5 years ago, and I said it would be cool to do like a show like that, where it was like gaming, like a gaming show the whole time, because gaming is definitely huge, and so it's one of those things that I'm going, okay, well maybe we should, maybe we got to figure out how to do it to make it fun, but it would be fun for at least a show or two. We could always try it out. Why not? A neighbor's security camera caught the exact moment when an Uber Eats driver delivering in Studio City picked up Patrick Lewis' cat, Hog, placed it in the back of her car, and then walked out of frame with a brown bag. Lewis, of the video of his cat being put into the back of the car, said, quote, "I've actually only watched it one time. I can't. For me, it's heartbreaking to see. That's my little girl being kidnapped pretty much. That's what it looked like to me." Now, Lewis went looking for Hog. Now, Hog is not the right name for this little adorable cat. I think I think maybe the owner should have renamed the cat because it maybe this other lady felt sorry. Because I don't know who would steal a cat like this other than somebody that says you're not taking care of the cat. And anybody, have you ever had a calico cat, Jesse, or known somebody who has?
I have no idea about different cat breeds. All cat breeds are cat. Oh, that's cute.
That's Hog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hog's a cute little calico cat that has a little sweater. It's so cute. Now I love calicos. Okay. I used to have a calico, and her brother. Right. She was the dumbest cat I've ever seen, but beautiful. Okay. She was. I have to say it. She had like little. I was glad she had her brother to take care of her. So we called her Lois. And her brother was Clark, Lois and Clark, right? However, that's not my story. So let me tell the story as it is sitting. Lewis went looking for Hog, this little cute calico cat, who he found 18 years ago in Brooklyn on Tuesday. Things began to click for Lewis once he started talking to his neighbors. One neighbor said she saw a woman pick Hog up, while another neighbor looked at their security video, and finally a third neighbor identified the woman in the video as the person who delivered the food she'd ordered and still had a receipt with the first name of the driver. Lewis said, quote, "Which is the weirdest thing that she picks up the cat, throws her in, and then drops off a delivery from the counter upstairs. Like, just kind of, I don't know, and then just drives off. She doesn't look like a stray. She's not she has a collar." Lewis, armed with the receipt and the first name of the driver, called Uber Eats. He said he made it very clear to the company that they're not mad at the driver and don't want her to be in any trouble. I think that's because you want your cat alive, right? He said, quote, "We just want our cat back. That's all we want out of this." A spokesman for Uber said they've been in contact with the driver and are trying to say in a statement, "What the customers reported is unacceptable. We're working to get the cat returned. Stand ready to help in the police investigation and will take the appropriate action against the delivery person." Lewis said generations of neighbors have loved this cat, even hosting drawing contests of Hog for children and making outfits for her. Oh, thus the outfit that she's wearing in this news article. Aww. He said he has a lifetime of memories with her, and on this Father's Day, he said he does not want this to be the last one. See, I told you, he's like, I don't know what kind of lady would steal this cat. Hog is, in a weird way, the first thing I kind of was a dad to, so we just want her back. Oh, the little cat is like, oh, this is a kidnapping of catnapping. Not the type of catnap that you want to participate in.
I would be heartbroken. I would be so angry. I would literally find this person. I'd be like, "Have you ever seen the movie Taken?" Yeah, I'll be like Liam Neeson.
You would take her to the Axe place.
Exactly. I'd be like, hey, let's go out for a night. Oh, here, go touch the wall.
Who would do that to a cute little cat? You're so cute. All right, so there you go. That's the biggest thing. And then there's this. A lot of people become bridesmaids and they stay bridesmaids, right? You've been a best man, right?
Negative.
Never? Okay. If you're always the best man and never the groom, it could get a little, who cares? But for the ladies, sometimes that's a big thing. In The Wedding Ringers, Kevin Hart plays a best man for hire for a groom played by Josh Gad. But that's the movie, right?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Make fun of it, right? Well, it's not a laughing matter to Jen Glantz, who's the CEO of Bridesmaid for Hire. Glantz is a professional bridesmaid who can hire your whole wedding party. She launched her business in 2014. She says, "All my friends in my early 20s got engaged, and I was always the bridesmaid. And that's when I started to realize there's nobody in the $72 billion wedding industry whose job is to be there for the people getting married." I don't know how she made some money, but I'm willing to start up this as an entrepreneur. She says, "I often go to bachelorette parties, engagement parties, bridal showers, and that package starts at around $2,000. It's true, it's a lot of money. I also do maid of honor speech writing for those that need a professional to write their toast." That's smart, right? That's smart. Give them something good to talk about, because some could be very boring. Who are her clients? It's not the sad situation often portrayed in movies. She said, quote, it's 1 in 4 people out there do not have a best friend, which is something that happens to people in their life. I didn't know this, really. She says, we grow away from friends, both location-wise and emotionally. Sometimes we throw ourselves so much into our career that we grow apart from people. Other times we just haven't made a recent connection with anyone. She says, your secret is safe with Glance. Part of my job is to keep it completely secret, to have a fake name, a fake backstory, and sometimes even change how I look. Oh my goodness. Well, now she's coming out with this, so I don't know if it's so safe. Here's one secret she's willing to share after attending hundreds of weddings. She said, quote, I will tell you, there are only 3 nights that really matter, that people really enjoy. Number 1 is good food. Number 2 is an open bar. And number 3 is the entertainment and the music. Everything else, people just do not remember. So there you go. You know what? If you're looking for a new job, being a best bridesmaid might be the solution for you. Okay, we got to go, everyone. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well, and don't steal the cats. Poor kitty.